Look at this crazy action here. Trend day moves are always fun to see, but very tough to catch as a trader. What's going on, you guys? My name is Kyle. I'm a full-time trader specializing in futures. I'm also the founder and lead trader in the Ophiuchus Traders think tank. Today, I wanted to break down a quick 2-hour trader framework short setup for you guys in NQ. Now, the 2-hour trader framework, in my opinion, is the easiest money setup to master in markets. It is geared towards intraday traders. So if you are not an intraday trader or you have no interest in intraday trading, this video and this setup is definitely not for you. Now, the 2-hour trader framework works incredibly well in the indices such as NQ, such as QQQ or SPY, ES, whatever your flavor of index is there. It also works incredibly well in stocks in play. So if you trade stocks in play, things like the post-earnings movers, things like Tesla, Nvidia, whatever it may be, whatever stocks in play you like to trade, the 2-hour trader framework is phenomenal. And the beauty of it is these setups occur pretty much on a daily basis, and you can be in and out of the market in a fairly short amount of time. So it is a low time commitment strategy. Now, let's take a look at this actual setup here in NQ. So as always, when I'm doing my analysis, I like to start on the higher time frames. What we know about NQ right now is it's just pressing all-time highs. It's just pushing fresh all-time highs. We have 6, 7 consecutive days higher in a row. Look at this, 7 consecutive days higher. Now that's a bit extreme. That is getting to be a bit extreme. Anytime you have 5+ days in a row of a one directional move, it's time to start thinking about the reversal. Now for today, what made this setup so interesting is the fact that we do have CPI today. Not only that, but take a look at this 30-minute exhaustion bar here, right? That's a bearish development. You have a massive wick above this 30-minute bar following yesterday's trend day move. Price really failing to sustain above that prior day's high, which is going to be pretty significant. So we get into the regular trading hours open right through here, and again, what you can see is that price really fails to make a continued push higher above our 20,900 upside reference point, as well as the prior day high. So that's kind of our first clue here that price buyers really are failing to push prices higher, right? We have our first clue, okay, right off the open. Even this little bit of hammer right through here on the 2-minute chart really fails to show that upside follow through. So that's our first clue that sellers may be getting more aggressive with this particular move. Now remember the context of that 30-minute exhaustion bar, which is going to be all of this action right through here. So you have price rolling over, some structure points, a lower high developing, and then look at the significance of the prior day high right there as well, right? Price cannot get above the prior day high during the pre-market session, which again, significant developments if you are paying attention to the details, which if you're an intraday trader, you definitely should be. So price kind of resolves lower right now. Once it actually makes this fresh session low and then bounces, this is where it really starts to get interesting for the current setup. What we see is that price makes a fresh session low. Let me actually rescale this chart here so we can really get into the details of what I'm talking about. So price makes that fresh session low. You get the bounce. That's pretty normal. The significance here is that it fails to, again, resolve up and through that 20,900, which we have as an upside reference point. These are levels that are posted in the Traders Think Tank every morning in the pre-market prep notes. So price fails to get above that level, no retest of the prior day high, starts to roll over, right? Once you actually start to see price roll over here, this is your 2-hour trader framework short entry. Now, if you want to learn more about the specifics of this setup, first link down below, you can learn more all about it. It is a 45-minute video series very quick, very straightforward, so you can kind of get the details of what this setup entails. For now, I'm just going to give a broad overview. So the short setup triggers right through here for that 2-hour trader entry. Now with the 2-hour trader setup, your first target is always going to be the session high or the session low. So you're going to be taking some profits off right through here. Ideally, you can hold more of the position. Like ideally in this case, you have multiple contracts, or maybe you're trading the micros. You can hold more of the position for what looks to be, or what definitely could be, too early to tell at this time, but maybe follow through down into our downside level of interest at 770. Because down through here, this is what I call no man's land, right? You can't see any levels on my chart through here, and price tends to move through these areas quickly. So once we have a really good short position, if we expect that price can really show a big retrace, especially yesterday, trend day move, we want to try and hold that position. So take some profits here. Now, once this bounce actually materializes, this is where you want to watch closely, because remember, you're going to be in from somewhere around here with the 2-hour trader framework entry. Price may even retest your entry point. Remember, you already took some profits off, right? Ideally, you already took some profits off. We want to try and keep a runner for this market structure point, for this lower high. Try and hold some of that play, see if it's actually going to roll over and test this 770 area. Because this, giving back a little bit of your open profits on the trade to potentially catch a much larger move, generally speaking, that's going to be worth it, right? So let that market structure develop. We have a lower high right through here. We have another lower high developing right through here. Okay, maybe this bounce will just materialize into another lower high. That's exactly what it does. So you continue to hold the position. Maybe you trim a little bit more right there, but ideally what you want to try and do is hold to your next area of support, that next area where buyers may be stepping in. Now, what we end up seeing here is that no buyers step in at 770. So at that point, it's like, all right, well, this is going to be fairly easy to continue to hold into the prior day low, right? So remember, we're short with the 2-hour trader framework from right around this 875 area, and that's with a kind of a later entry for that framework. You're now still short all the way down into 770, so you've caught 100 points of downside so far, which in my book, that's a massive move in NQ, right? Now, once we start to see no bid through here, our next target is that prior day low, which means you're up almost 200 points using the 2-hour trader framework. Now, trend days aren't all that common, but we can use these specific scenarios for when price is actually poised to give us that trend day move to try and hold some of the trade for an outsized play. And one tool that I really like for holding on to trades is market structure, right? Here's a high, here's a lower high, here's another lower high, here's another lower high. Okay, no bid at the prior day low. This bounce is probably just going to be another lower high, right? At this point, once that prior day low fails, we pretty much know with certainty that most likely this is going to be that trend day move, right? So we let it continue to trade, and we put our trailing stop right down here. So we're guaranteed at this point to lock in a minimum of 143 points. Let's see if we can capture more. Okay, it continues to push lower. Once we have this next bounce and price actually makes that fresh session low, we move our trailing stop here. Makes a fresh session low, you get the next bounce, it rolls over, move your trailing stop here. And you can continue to stair step it lower and lower and lower to capture these massive moves. Now, it requires a good entry with conviction, right, to hold on to something like this. And it's not all that common that a trader can hold on to this type of move, but there's definitely a methodology there that you can utilize when you have a really good entry. So this is the 2-hour trader framework and how you can actually utilize it to capture huge outsized moves. If you guys want to learn more about it, first link in the description down below, or feel free to send me a DM on any of the various social media platforms, or just leave a comment below this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.